There is a YouTuber named Melinda Kathleen Reese who runs a channel called Twisted Translations. Maybe you've seen it. The premise behind this is what would happen if you took song lyrics and translated them back and forth from English using only online translation software.
Batman always calls, thanks boss, the minions and everybody. Hope the gardener will come soon, give us sugar, tea and space. One day the world is done licking, we'll take your vacation and run.
In the spirit of what Melinda does, here is the twisted translation my son made from Humpty Dumpty. Kubal was sitting on the hay bale. Breadless bread cake, really not good. The king of all the queens of the earth. I can see that. It doesn't make any sense. But that's kind of the point. With a twisted translation, they often don't make any sense. And sometimes they're even the opposite of what the original lyric or the original intention of the song actually was. Now maybe in a much less humorous way, I think there are some of you who wonder if what we read, what we study, what we learn from when we look at the Bible, you wonder if this could be a twisted translation. Because the reality is, this was written in Greek and Hebrew and Aramaic over the course of centuries by countless different human authors. And so the fundamental question we might find ourselves asking is, can we trust the Bible? Can we trust what we read in here? Can we trust the direction that we often take from what's found in here? Can we trust this to be something reliable, something sound? And the short answer is a wholehearted, enthusiastic yes. Yes, we can. Now we could say right off the hop, those who translate the Bible take their work seriously. And you will see across denominations great effort that goes into making sure that what we are given is the clearest translation that can be made. This finished product that you can hold in your hands, or I can hold in my hands, of a Bible. The reason why we have this book with 73 smaller books included in it, well, that was the work of a number of early Christians. Finally defined in the year 397 at a council of the church, where they said these 27 books go in the New Testament, that went alongside the 46 books that had been translated into Greek 3 centuries before Jesus was born. And the church, in deciding the 27 books of the New Testament, there were serious deliberations that went into which books were going to end up here. They were looking at which books go back to the time of the apostles, which books match up to how we've lived the faith for 3.5 centuries now, and most importantly, which books were inspired by the Holy Spirit. There's a lot of prayer that went into this conversation to make sure that they got it right. Which leads to the last and maybe the most important reason we can trust the Bible. And that's the fact that every human author had a second writer working with him or her. The Holy Spirit. We call this teaching divine inspiration. The fact that the Holy Spirit inspired human beings, people like you and I, people with a limited understanding of God, of the world around them, to write down what they'd heard, seen, or experienced firsthand. To write these things down and to ensure that the things that were there were the things that we needed to know. And ultimately, when I say we can trust the Bible, that's probably the primary reason. It's not about the people in the church or even the sacred writers. It's the fact that working all the way along, literally from the time of creation to right now where you're sitting watching this video, the Holy Spirit has been active. The Holy Spirit who encourages, who strengthens us to do what we could never do on our own. Who wants us to know what it is to know, love, and serve God with our whole hearts. Who's there to ensure that what's been passed on to us is in fact something we can trust. Doesn't mean it's always easy to understand. It's part of why we study, we use our heads, but we also study in prayer and ask the Holy Spirit to help us understand what's in here. So can we trust the Bible? I think the answer has to be a wholehearted yes. Because we have, first of all, a church that has worked tirelessly to guard, to protect, and to teach us the story of our faith, the history of our faith, going back right to the beginning. We can trust the fact that those who undertook the work of writing this down, of passing it on, and of translating it, they took it seriously. It wasn't a game for them. And most importantly, we can trust the fact that the Holy Spirit who inspired this book is God and is the same Spirit who tries to inspire us to live our day-to-day Christian lives, to learn what it means to know, love, and serve Jesus with all our hearts.